Let's go. Bro, this feels like when we were watching Legion, dude.
I'm so hard right now. Oh my god, I'm so hard right now. I'm like souped up right now. I'm like souped up.
All right, who do we see first? John Height and Holly, or Ian, or all three? What do you think? Should have been a bingo card for this. I'm gonna say John Height, Holly.
Hello everyone,
Ooh.
I'm Holly Longdale, the executive producer of World of Warcraft, and I'm here
Dark
today
Horse
with our lead
Holinka.
content designer, Brian Holinka. We're excited to be here with you to talk about Dragonflight pre-patch. First though, we wanted to take a moment to thank you, our incredible community, for taking this journey with us. We are thrilled to invite you into Azeroth as WoW embarks on its latest adventure.
With the second part of pre-patch starting to roll out today, we wanted to check in and catch everyone up on what's happening in WoW. There's been a lot going on in the lead up to Dragonflight. We've added a whole lot to the game already. First off, the
Bro,
first
I'm watching
UI
the computers
revamp
in the
history of
background for
World of
something.
Warcraft is live. UI's received a fresh, updated look that improves the visual fidelity while increasing the customizability of tons of HUD elements like the minimap, action bars, and unit frames. The brand new class talent trees are now in the hands of players around the world. This is a project I've worked very closely with my team on. It's really cool to have that out in the hands of players now.
I remember when I first got into Classic, just the joy of earning a point and spending a point and experimenting with my character and my playstyle.
Come on, Holly. We're here for
Customization is a big
Dragonflight.
theme of Dragonflight.
You had your moment.
And these trees represent a revolution on how classes are constructed and played in World of Warcraft. It empowers players with greater control over the abilities that end up in their spellbook, and it's a deeper level of customization that gives meaningful options at every level.
Also, starting today, as Access rolls out, Drakthir will be playable across the world if you pre-purchase Dragonflight. This is just the beginning of a bright future together.
We have Taryn and Anna. We'll stop in to share more on the story of the expansion.
And then stay with us to hear Graham and Kali talk a little more about how the Drakthir have evolved since Alpha. And with that, it's time for the world premiere of the launch cinematic for World of Warcraft, Dragonflight. Let's take a look.
Tuskar! Tuskar cinematic! Oh, he got wrecked. There's some Avatar shit going on right now. Yeah, dude, Avatar vibes for sure. Oh, so they're dragon racing. Damn. The Razgeth is huge. Oh, now that's fucking cool, dude. That's what she does. She brings life to shit. Life binder, you know? Kind of like rebuilding Azeroth and shit. That's kind of cool.
Dragons!
It's awesome.
That pretty much had
man, the
everything
team
you
worked so
wanted.
hard. Just thank you so much for all your incredible work. So Taryn, you're a huge part of the narrative.
Yeah,
for
Razageth.
Dragonflight.
Yeah, I mean,
and I had the privilege
you figure
to
it would be
direct the trailer
Razageth.
we just saw. So
let's dive in. Earlier this year, we saw the first Dragonflight cinematic and witnessed the return of the dragons to their ancestral home, the Dragon Isles. But this all-new cinematic really strives to show what lies in store for the player when they themselves answer the call.
yeah, we really wanted to show the return to adventure. We've been away for a little while in the Shadowlands, and now we're coming back to Azeroth. And for me, when I play WoW, it's exciting and thrilling, and there's danger, but there's also moments of beauty.
You get flying like 45 minutes in.
Wonder. And so that was really, really important.
Maybe half an
I think, to
hour if you're
capture,
quick.
because that's where we're going. And we knew from the get-go that we wanted a Horde and Alliance to fly together. I think that when we were trying to capture, like, who could these characters be? Wildhammer Dwarf, the first Griffin riders, because they'll love to fly. And then we had the Zandalari Troll, who grew up around giant dinosaurs. He probably has like animal handling +10. And it's kind of a little bit playfulness between them.
Hold up.
Youth
What's
and
animal
experience, heart
handling
and head. But
+10?
ultimately, they're flying, they're dragon companions. That's going to be a huge part of the game. And if it wasn't enough dragons there, you get to be a dragon.
Get to play a dragon. As we saw in the Dragonflight Legacy series that we released in the last couple weeks, which
Oh,
if you
I don't
haven't
play
seen,
D&D, I don't
go
know.
check that out.
Go watch.
We saw the origin
joke,
of the
okay.
Drakthir, this new
We're all
race
nerds
to
here.
World of Warcraft, but with an ancient history that goes back many thousands of years. In fact, long before he was Deathwing, the Black Dragon Neltharion created the Drakthir to be his loyal soldiers by taking the essence of the mortal races and of dragons and colliding them together to create just an incredibly powerful, versatile adversary.
Their story, I think, resonates with a lot of people because they are stepping into the power, they're discovering who they are. It was one of those really special kind of stories that touches your heart. The power resonates from inside their core and then travels around in all the swirling colors of all the aspects and then coalesces into the ability that they want to use. And then Eternity Surge, which is that power-up move, and they literally stomp into their power. Ability spreads
they only
down
got
their
like
wings,
5 buttons,
and they leap
but-
in the air, and there's an arcane blast, and you're like, whoa! And when I saw that, I was like, oh, we have to do that. In our hyper-real style and cinematics, our effects artists and our animators
not
were
high
just
enough for
dialed
this
to
shit.
11, and it was a really special moment when that came together.
Right in the middle of the cinematic, though, we saw the debut of Razageth, a primal dragon, the Storm
The Storm Eater.
I don't know, Razageth looked a little lame. I don't know, like kind of clunky.
Elemental power that she has, and
Like Sin
when
from
we were
Final
making her
Fantasy,
in the
what was it,
cinematic,
10?
She's huge, and we wanted to show that scale.
Was that 12?
When we do these hyper-real pieces, we have to think about
Kinda like
the
very
realism,
whale
realisticness.
slow.
What does the inside of a dragon mouth look like? Our art director was like,
Maybe she's
have
that
you ever
big.
seen the inside of a penguin's mouth?
penguin.
And we were like, nope. And then, it was like, oh my gosh, they're terrifying. So we wanted her jaws
Yeah,
coming
10.
out the screen, almost eating the camera.
Everything about her just demonstrating this, ability to move the elements at her whim. So getting back to Dragonflight Legacies for a second, we did see the birth of the original 5 flights, the ones that we're familiar with in World of Warcraft, that have been at our sides throughout all the expansions, all the way back to Cataclysm and even before. We saw how they were bestowed each with tremendous powers over certain domains as protectors of Azeroth. While the green dragons were given domain over nature and the Emerald Dream, while the bronze dragons were given the magics of time. And then we have the black dragons, stewards of the deep places of the earth, and the blue dragons, which are just these arcane protectors of the magics of the world. Finally, the red dragonflight, the flight of life, rebirth. And all of those things are completely encapsulated in the queen of the dragons, Alexstrasza.
She's a beloved character in WoW. And
Yeah, that was the coolest part of the cinematic right there.
You could feel like the global, like,
That was the
yes!
coolest
and That
shit.
was super powerful. And in this cinematic, we thought it was super important to show who she is, right? So to me, she's grace, she's regalness. She has like an ancient wisdom to her. But also when she breathes fire, it's not destruction, it's renewal, it's regrowth.
It's a breath
She's
of
the
life.
life finder.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
that was the
when
coolest
we fly
part of the
off into
cinematic.
the sunset with her and the dragons, that's what we're going to. We're going for adventure. We're going for exploration. We're going for wonder, and we're going with one of the best characters, I think, in WoW.
And those are really some of the core themes
Wow.
of Dragonflight: renewal, rebirth.
Let's calm
What are
down
our
on that.
legacies?
Hold
What do
on
they
now.
mean? All of these things are coming
Best
to bear
character
in
in
the
WoW.
story of
Let's
Dragonflight.
have that
And we'll get to
conversation.
adventure with Alexstrasza, right? We get to talk to her. We get to be there with her.
Hold on now.
Also with Rathian,
Whoa there, lady.
all of these legendary dragons
Said
will
one
meet
of. Did she
and
say one of? I
interact
thought she
with
said
throughout
the.
our
I thought
adventures
she
on
said
the Dragon
the.
Isles, and it's just shaping up to be an experience we can't wait for everyone to try out.
I love all those characters, so it's just like, it's gonna be fun.
Let's talk about favorite shot.
Okay.
What's your favorite shot in the show?
Alexstrasza.
I'll tell you.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Tuskar in a boat.
Really? The Tuskar in the
They have little
boat?
baby Tuskars too. They're so cute. So
Okay, it was
favorite.
cool.
Yes. With all this talk about dragons, now is the time for the players to jump in, create their own
See,
legacy.
they're talking about
and make their
Tuskars
very
a
own
lot.
Drakthir.
Allied
Brandon Cawley
race.
are up next to teach you exactly how to be the best Drakthir you can be. Stay tuned.
People from Liquid already showed me how to be a good Drakthir.
As pre-patch rolls out, it's not only the Drakthir that are on the move. Other forces are stirring too.
Primal storms are erupting throughout Azeroth as the presence of the primalist forces begin to take hold. Earth, ice, fire, and wind, and they appear in iconic locations across Azeroth, bringing elemental-infused enemies with them. Defeating these enemies gives you an opportunity to summon an imposing boss elemental who offers a weekly reward to everyone who defeats them.
Weekly?
It's a great way to gear up your characters to be ready to jump right into the new expansion. Also available with the pre-patch is a return to the Alderman dungeon.
I thought it was daily.
This updated version of the classic dungeon tells a new story while preserving the feel of the original. It's now available at level 60 on normal difficulty, and it offers unique loot that is only available during
That
this
can't be
limited
right.
time.
That can't be
Thank
right.
you so much for joining us.
We hope you enjoy the pre-patch event. We can't wait to see you
Pretty
on
sure he
November
meant daily.
28th, where we'll uncover the secrets of the Dragon Isles together.
It's going to be an excellent
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
adventure.
meant daily.
Before we go, though, let's roll that beautiful cinematic one more time. And we'll see you in Azeroth.
No 10.1 kind of like hint or anything. I don't know. I give that cinematic. Give it a 7.5. Give it a 7.5. 7.6. We'll give it a 7.6. We'll give it a 7.6. People didn't notice it in the other cinematic as well. Like you know the first cinematic that they showed. At launch. Well, not launch. Like the fucking stream that announced Dragonflight. If you remember, as Stony Soprano was walking up to the thing, the tier hold thing to send out this beacon signal, as he was walking up, the grass or the dirt started blooming into flowers, which means that Alexstrasza was in the vicinity of where he is. Like that's how strong she is with giving life to stuff. She was like in that area, already, but she couldn't see the Isles because he has to, the beacon. It's like, how do you think she got there so quickly to swoop in and pick him up when he was falling? Like, how do you think he came in there so quickly?